Hey everybody, and welcome to the CarCast. I've been trying to do a lucid dreaming video for you all, and I just haven't seemed to have the time at home to do it. I've had 1 minute and 30 seconds to film a guitar improvisation that I did, but I haven't been able to sit down and actually talk to you about lucid dreaming. This may be a little bit different of a lucid dreaming conversation than you might get from one of the other YouTubers out there who has, a certain type of spiritual channel. And I'm not saying anything about them. I love them all. I watch them all the time, but my lucid dreaming experiences are coming from more of a Native American standpoint, at least from the perspective of my grandfather, who is a medicine man for the Muskogee Nation. He often, as a child, when I was a child at least, he was an adult, but when I was a child, he would speak to me about dream walking, astral projection, things like that. And he was, sorry, turn the car off so it doesn't get any background sound. He was an incredibly strong person. He knew so many different spiritual techniques. He knew how to teach me how to be true to myself within and how to go to this store. He would always tell me about this store he would go to in his dreams where the shelves were lined with all kinds of things he had no clue what they were. And there were ancient beings walking around in there, and some of them even young, but they looked like they were 1,000 years old. And they would tell him what these things were. And when he came back to the real world, when he woke up, he would know exactly what herbs to use in order to give someone the healing that they need. So I really like learning from my grandfather. He was an amazing person. But as far as lucid dreaming, I can give you a tip and technique on how to induce lucid dreaming, a few of them, and I can tell you what I use lucid dreaming for and how you can use it too, and how you can gain that lucidity that you're searching for. Most people may ask what the difference between lucid dreaming and astral projection is. And I can tell you it's quite simple. Astral projection is actually taking your energy body that exists within you as you're awake and moving that into the energy field called the astral plane. Lucid dreaming is, in fact, when you are making something up in your brain as you sleep and you become lucid enough to control it. Now, that doesn't make it any less real than astral projection. It just makes it more of the inner world that you're exploring. I have a video technique on how to induce OBT, I called it, out-of-body technique, but it's for lucid dreaming as well. And what you do is and I've said this on other videos, but you lay in bed, this time on your back, with your head facing the ceiling, on a pillow, slightly elevated, and you take a breath in as slow as you can, and you want to count to 10, like this. Then you breathe out. So, you can tell I'm out of breath already from it. This technique is really hard to do for more than a few breaths, but if you can maintain that until you actually fall asleep, that's one of the steps that I use in order to help me with my lucid dreaming. You can take vitamin B6, pyridoxine. Pyridoxine helps you to stay lucid in your dreams. But you also want to kind of make sure that your diet is in check. If you're eating a lot of heavy meats and dairies and yogurts and things before bed, it's going to be a lot harder to do your lucid dreaming. But as you're laying there in bed doing that breathing technique that I was just teaching you, you want to make sure that you're thinking about knowing what's happening in your dream, telling yourself that you can control what's happening in your dream. I'll be in control. I'll be in charge of this dream. I will know what's going on. And every single night you have to practice this. So before you lay down for bed, do my breathing technique. Focus on wanting to control your dream and wanting to remember it. Then the very first time that you wake up and do remember your dream, because you're not going to instantly go lucid. The first time you wake up and you remember your dream, I want you to write that dream down. Do this every single day. And eventually, I promise you, one night you're going to be in a dream and you're going to look down at yourself and you're going to be like, hey, I think I'm controlling this, at least a little bit. I'm aware. That will happen. And the more that you do this, hang on, I hate this. I got to turn the car back on to give some charge to this computer. So you're going to hear a bit of a whirring sound in the background. I apologize for that. Hopefully it's not too bad in the post. But so write down those dreams. Take your vitamin B6, pyridoxine, about 1 hour before you go to sleep on an empty stomach if possible. You shouldn't eat past 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at the most anyway, and go to bed by 9 or 10. But lay on your back, do my breathing technique, have a dream. The B6 will help you have a dream. Then the next morning, write that dream down. Every day, do this. Focus on it. All day long, tell yourself affirmations in your mind that you're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to lucid dream tonight. You will. I will be able to lucid dream tonight. I promise. Tell yourself that. And then think about it and just know that you can do it. Don't wonder, am I going to be able to do this tonight? Because if you don't have complete control over your waking mind, you can't have control over your sleeping mind or your dreaming mind either. So do my technique every night before you go to sleep. Take that B6, write down your dreams, and then each night you'll get a little bit further. You'll remember more of your dreams, especially if your diet's in check. And eventually you will wake up in that dream. One of the best things about lucid dreaming is that when you do finally gain lucidity, the first couple ones you can run around and act like a crazy person, fly, do whatever you want, go meet that girl that you always wanted to actually meet in real life, but you're too afraid to do it, so you can do it in your imaginary dream world. But lucid dreaming is really about learning about yourself, about what's inside of you. So when you become lucid, if you have any particular problems that you deal with during the waking life, tell yourself, I want to know the source of this problem. I'm going to find out what the source of this problem is, or why do I have this memory? Why do I have this feeling? Why do I have this particular urge, this insecurity, or this impulse issue? Why do I have this? And try to follow yourself in your lucid dream towards that point where you learn why it's happening. Sometimes you'll unlock memories that you had suppressed, so keep in mind this could be a particularly painful practice. Particularly painful practice. I wonder how many more P words. Particularly painful practice of posteriority. Postponed, predetermined, and perplexed. No, I'm sorry. Anyway. Eventually, you can learn something about yourself. And the cool thing is you can use lucid dreaming as a way to project yourself, it works, into astral projection. So that same technique, that lucidity, you can do that right before bed, but instead of falling asleep, you want to try to keep your mind awake and try to focus on leaving the body. Focus on grabbing that silver cord, or focus on rolling your astral body out. Pretend you're floating in a bathtub and you're going up and down and up and down and higher up and down, higher up and then lower down, higher up and lower down until you finally leave your body. But if you're particularly interested in lucid dreaming, foods that are high in B6, don't eat too late, lots of vegetable matter and fiber, don't drink a lot of milk, dairy, no yogurt, cheeses, things like that. They don't help you that much with gaining lucidity in your sleep, because what happens is we don't enter a particular dream state when our bodies are processing and digesting foods all night long, and they're actually rotting in our body and leaving these horrible gases, and you're in a catabolic state anyway, so you're not able to burn. So it's not a great idea to fall asleep if you're living any kind of a spiritual practice with tons of nasty food in your body. So good luck. Practice the lucid dreaming. And I wish I had more for you, like some magical trick that could make you do it right away. But that's not exactly how it's going to work. Lucid dreaming is something that you actually have to learn and master, and there are no tips or tricks that could make you get there any faster. Now, my methods may help you focus yourself so that you can do them. Just remember to write them down. This seems like a ridiculous part of the technique, but writing them down, it makes your brain say, okay, so this guy wants, or this girl, this whatever, wants to know what's happening while he's asleep. So it will start to remember them more for you. You have that kind of control over your body. So if you have any questions, or if there's anything in particular that I can help you with, please message me here on Be Still VoiceWorks, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So, la 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 la, I've been alone with you inside my mind. And in my dreams I've kissed your lips 1,000 times. Sorry, everybody, I just wanted to do that. I hope you have a good day. I've been sweating like almost to death. I was on a roof. I was underneath a house putting out plastic. I was drilling things into the gutter line, and then went rock climbing with my new coworker. So guys, I love you. I hope this helps at all. It's kind of probably a pointless video to watch unless you're very interested in lucid dreaming and you can't find any other way to do it. Maybe you found yourself here. I love you. Be still.